Alright, update on FITFI. So a lot of the altcoins are flying today. I see a lot of euphoria returning back into the market, which isn't necessarily a good thing, but let's jump right into the video and see what could be happening with FITFI. So as you can see on the daily, we have had a huge buyback candle. We're up literally, 78%. When I turned on my PC, 20 minutes ago, before I looked through the entire markets, looked at the dollar, looked at the stock market, everything that's going on to give me a better idea of why these altcoins are bouncing. I think FITFI was only up like 60%, so in the past 20 minutes, past 30 minutes, we're really starting to pick up some momentum. So let's talk about what this could possibly be and also a couple of warning signs. Now, I'm seeing a lot of potential, and I can't emphasize this enough. Potential inverse head and shoulders playing out. I did also want to highlight, because I'm going to delete this fib in a second. We did not respect the 1.618, and it really seems like we bottomed out of absolutely nowhere, which is slightly a worrying signal in itself, because there's no trend line, there's no support down here to back up what we've just done. And in my opinion, I think FITFI is rallying because Bitcoin is rallying. And if we come over to Bitcoin is also looking like it wants to do something like an inverse head and shoulders. But I would just like to highlight, I really do think people are getting a little bit euphoric too fast, because if we look at the US dollar, the US dollar is breaking out. I mean, people are talking about these altcoins breaking out, but do people not remember what happened like a day or two ago, where the dollar started to push up and all of the altcoins got capitulated like 40-50% against Bitcoin, some of them 90-99%. And the dollar once again is showing an obscene amount of strength today. The stock market managed to have a bounce yesterday. If we come over to the daily time frame, everything got bought back on the stock market over a period of one day. So in my opinion, that is why the altcoins were able to rally so much. But you're seeing blue chip stocks like Apple and Netflix and Microsoft in price discovery to the downside, and people want to know, should I buy the dip on FITFI? I think that is, at least for myself, I'm somewhat of a contrarian trader. I think that's a very dead giveaway that we are about to top out and come back down. Now, I could be completely wrong. I've been saying my trading plan, while Bitcoin is between 34,000 and 29,000, is merely just to accumulate Bitcoin, because while we are in these mass capitulation events, the Bitcoin dominance goes up and altcoins get slaughtered against Bitcoin. I mean, we're really not out of the blue at this moment in time, and I do love how we've got this huge buyback candle over on Bitcoin, but it's not as simple as just having the buyback and being done, because even if we only draw from our most recent fib, this is what people are getting excited over. They're getting excited over a one-day bounce, and we've seen this 1,000,001 times before. I mean, it was only a week or so ago where Bitcoin was bouncing 6% or so. This was before we were having these mass capitulations, and even then, from the all-time high, the lows down here, we managed to bounce, almost 50%. Here we managed to have a 25% bounce before coming into your EMA ribbons. And also, it would not be completely off the table for Bitcoin to come up to 34,000 and then roll back down. I do think at some point Bitcoin is going to have a huge reversal, but I would just not be trying to fight the trend, and that's really what I'm going for with this. So for FITFI, 4-hourly time frame, we're coming right back into your 4-hourly EMA ribbons, and at this moment in time, we're not being rejected, we're not being slowed down by the EMA ribbons, so that is something to keep a note of. If we do get out of these EMA ribbons, you can potentially see a bullish break above 38 cent could carry us all the way back up. Let's see what we've got here. I'd say your 2.6, but let's find a more macro fib. Let me delete this. So from low to high, I'd say your 382 is probably your next target. If we do have a breakout, that could mean FITFI could come up all the way up to 55 cent. Now, higher time frames, your EMA ribbons have not loaded in, unfortunately. Lower time frames, I imagine we've already started a bull trend on the 1-hourly time frame. I'm not really interested in the 1 hour, because you come over to the 1 hour and you can just see You know, sometimes it works, but we do have fake outs quite often. So I would much rather prefer to trade this on the 4-hourly time frame. And you can see we were perfectly able to trade FITFI before. We were doing it like we did a lot of these other move to earns. We were recognizing that they're going to be moving very, very fast in their infancy stages, and that while they're being held up by these 4-hourly EMA ribbons, then there's nothing to worry about. And as soon as we capitulated below and got rejected, it was a clear sign that we are entering a downtrend. And at this moment in time, we're really only going back into the EMA ribbons. So a lot of people are getting excited right now. I definitely see, you know, a few scenarios playing out. We could inverse head and shoulders out. I mean, this is the most likely bottoming signal that we would see, and in which case, obviously I'm drawing this out of thin air, but you know, if we came back down to this support down here, you could perhaps see another 23% capitulation before we do move up. You could potentially see something like this. Like I said, there's really nothing to back this price target up. I'm just drawing from a thin line, but you know, I mean, if you really wanted to get extra technical about it, try and find a support line, you could find something around the regions of 21 cent and 24 cent. But my motto is, you know, while the Federal Reserve is increasing the interest rates, while the US dollar is rallying, it doesn't make any sense for me to buy any altcoins whatsoever. That's just my trading plan. I wish you best of luck if you are going to be picking up Luna and other altcoins. We do see this, you know, all the time. This is not the first, or this is not my first rodeo coming into a scenario like this. And you can see even the cryptos like Litecoin, which just completely capitulated after the previous, let's go back to their previous bull run. If we find LTC USD, we should be able to go back to the top in 2017 to 2018. You can see as we were coming down, you know, people got sucked in and spat right back out the market. Look at this capitulation wick down here. This is very similar to what we're seeing. You can see 61% rallies before topping out, coming down, falling people with higher lows, coming up 62% before coming back down, once again flushing people out. You can see these bounces, 58% from here to here, 139% from here to here, 68 to 69%. So just because we do see bounces like this, it does not mean that we're out of the clear, and that's really my main takeaway from this. The dollar looks exceptionally bullish. The stock market is getting absolutely battered, and until the stock market starts having a macro reversal, really the Nasdaq is what I've got my eyes on. The Nasdaq is very well correlated with what's going on in Bitcoin. And you know, people forget, people get sucked into these short-term moves. Like for example, you know, we were rallying all throughout March and April, and everyone was, you know, getting ready for that next leg up to the upside. But little did we know, the Nasdaq was just coming up to fill some of its previous gaps. It was a dead cat bounce, and boom, we rolled all the way right back down and capitulated once again. And if we look at the charts, this is what people are getting excited over when you see the altcoins rallying today. This single green candle in the stock market is what has everyone jumping out of bed, you know, opening their hardware wallets, throwing out all of their Bitcoin and going all in on altcoins. So at least in my opinion, I'm a contrarian type trader. When I see everyone super euphoric, I see money, you know, exiting the market. I see smart money exiting the market. I see the Federal Reserve increasing the value of the US dollar by increasing the interest rates. I see the dollar rallying. I see the stock market crashing, and I still see people that are exceptionally greedy, spending, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands on NFTs and thousands on move to earn cryptos that do not even have an app out yet. And it's that is the definition of greed. And you know, don't get me wrong, I'm saying NFTs, I do like NFTs myself, but let's be honest, it's a degenerative play. It's like a picture of a monkey or a raccoon, whatever you're trying to buy. And I say a picture of a monkey or a raccoon because those are the NFTs that I hold. Like, I understand why people buy NFTs. They're cool and stuff, but you know, coming into this, cryptos will need to innovate if they do want to survive, if we are about to enter a bear market. So while the Fed's increasing the interest rates, while the dollar's going up, while the stock market's going up, I would still be expecting lower price targets. But if you are looking for, you know, that extra little bit of hopium, if you are super bullish unlike me and you are expecting these to go to higher price targets, then from a technical perspective, discounting everything that's going on with the overall markets, because you know, the overall markets do not agree that we're bullish. While the dollar's rallying, like I said, I would be all in on Bitcoin. That's just my trading plan. But from a technical perspective, you take all of that out. If we come over to the 4-hourly EMAs, you take out 38 to 39 cent. You could see a rally. Good luck if you are planning on taking that trade. I'm personally not. I'm expecting lower price targets. I could be wrong. I'm still all in on Bitcoin. My money is where my mouth is. I'm still in the crypto market. I'm not leaving. I'm just definitely not holding altcoins or stable coins during this period. So that's all I've got for FITFI. Be very, very careful, because, you know, we are coming up. This could be a lower high. Even if we come up to 38 cent, this could be a lower high. So, you know, number one rule of the crypto markets is, you know, don't get bullish until we make a higher high. I mean, it feels pretty certain we're in a downtrend right now. Sure, we could be coming up to this. You could also see a bunch of resistance coming into your 0.5 Fibonacci around the 41 cent. So yeah, I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines. Best of luck if you're looking to get in. Anyway, as always, cowboy out. Peace.